Hi there, this is Marty from owingsart.com. That's OWINGSART.com. Well, thank you for stopping by today as we take a look at these Grafwood pencils by Caran. Caran is a Swiss manufacturer, and these pencils are professional artist grade pencils. They're called Grafwood. They come in an entire line from hard to soft range. The ones we'll take a look at today are the 2H, the HB, the 2B, the 4B, the 6B, the 8B, and the very soft and dark 9B. So you can see these have an octagonal shape, I guess you could call it. That's stop sign shape so that they don't roll when they're on a slanted draftsman's or drafters or drawers or artist table. And so they're really nice in the hand. The lead cores, or graphite cores as they are made today, are very heavy. I think they're a 4 or 3.9 or 4 millimeter core, so you're getting a lot of lead in the pencil, or graphite in the pencil. And you can see here they go from light to dark as I go through the range from hard to soft. And here I'll just try to sketch a little sphere with them, but today what I'm going to do is do a little sketching. I'll do a couple of small drawings here, and then kind of do a pine tree drawing, and then later on I will create a portrait drawing, or a drawing of a human face, and demonstrate that. So I want to see erasability on these, so I just use a standard Faber-Castell plastic eraser here, making sure the edge is clean as I go across these so that I don't mess up the test at all. But you can see there's decent erasability. I mean, a lot of this depends on how toothy your paper is. Is it a Bristol? Is it more like a grainy watercolor paper or whatever, where the lead gets caught in it? But this is just sketch pad paper that I'm using here, but you can see it's doing a pretty good job. But as you go into the darker or softer leads, you're going to get obviously more smearing and able to not quite able to erase as well. Yeah, I didn't spend a lot of time. I tried to apply the same pressure, but not too bad. So, initial thoughts are, love the feeling of these Caran Grafwoods in my hand. They're easy to hold. You're not going to get a lot of hand fatigue with these, and they're just very good in their range, their scale. So if it says it's a 2H, it's really going to be a 2H, or an HB, it's really going to be an HB. Unlike sort of other pencil manufacturers, can get a little bit inaccurate in their range. So you'll think, well, is this really a 2H, or is it more like an HB, or is this really a 4B, or is this more like a 6B? So I think Caran is very accurate in their range of gradations or values, as it were. So you can do a lot of fine work with these. So just the other night I demonstrated some other pencils, some Koh-i-Noor pencils, and I did a pine tree. So I thought I'd try to do sort of the same thing here. It's kind of late in the day, so the light is coming from right to left, and it's casting shadows across the tree, the branches. It's creating sort of the cast shadow effect, but which I thought would be fun to do. So here I'm going to try to be drawing this guy's face, and I want to use the whole range of these Caran Grafwood pencils in this drawing. So a good way to do that is portraiture, or drawing the human shape. And because there's such a big range, especially when you're dealing with shadows. So that's just what I'm going to do here today. And so I started out with a very lightly using the 2H, which is 2 in the hardness scale. So harder or lighter than an HB, and harder and lighter than a 2B. So when you go, sort of the HB is the demarcation line between the two, so it's halfway between hard and soft. So 2H would be harder, 3H would be harder still, or lighter. And then if you go in the other direction, 2B would be darker still, 3B, 4B on up the scale in softness and sort of darker for those pencils. So here I'm using, so far I've used a 2H, the HB, the 2B, and the 4B. Now that's all I'm going to use almost initially, and then I'll go to the 6B and the 8B later on in the drawing when I really want to darken things up. Here, I mean, the main thing is, you know, I'm not in such a hurry to start with all of the shading, although I'll put some of that in and work some of the graphite around on the paper. I just, and you know, these drawings don't start out looking like much, but you build on them over time. It just takes time, and eventually you get there. You can see it's starting to take shape here and turn into what I want it to be. Well, I guess what I have to say about these Caran d'Ache pencils is, like all Caran d'Ache pencils, they're pretty excellent. And you're not going to go wrong with these pencils. So I'd say give them a try. They're high quality artist pencils, and they're not cheap, but they're worth every single cent. Well, thanks for stopping by today as we took a look at these Caran d'Ache Grafwood pencils. Please leave a comment or a question. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and as always, thanks for watching. So long, everybody. Have a great day.